Hi guys, again, I'm Sheelagh Blumberg and welcome to day 3 on What is Your Why? Today we are going to discuss what happens when you lose your why. Because we're always changing, we're going to go without a why at some point or another. That's a given. But does life have to be terrifying without it? The answer lies in the timing. Being without a why can be good in the short term, but quite another when things go longer and without one. So in day 3, in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about the differences between short-term loss of a why and long-term. Short-term loss of a why tries to sit back and relax as you go through time. Your unique space, you have the opportunity for self-discovery. Now, the time goes through several of the techniques in the next lessons to help you understand who you are right now and who you're going to become. A few tips to keep in mind as you explore this period is, do you get to know yourself through journaling and spending the time thinking about who you are and what you believe? Do you acknowledge your why and the role it's filled within your life? Take time to grieve lost dreams or other persons you hope to become. Do take the time to learn from the experiences you've had. Ask yourself how old why served you. Be unflinching as you examine both the positive and the negative about your experience. Don't become mired by this place. You're going to need to move on. Find another purpose or risk falling prey to the harmful effects of not having a why at all. Long-term loss of a why. The longer you go without a why, the more likely you're going to experience negative effects. A life without purpose can become very dreary indeed. How can you tell when you've become without a purpose for way too long? Well, you've gone from learning about yourself to the constant pursuit of one more self-help book, one more quick fix, or one more fad. Your time to learn has become an excuse for procrastination. You've never really come to any conclusions at all, except you need to keep looking for more answers. Your grief for the old why has become an excuse to beat yourself up for all of your failures. This has led you down the path of anxiety, depression, a whole lot of negative self-talk, coupled firmly with conviction you'll never succeed, nor is there any hope for change. You search for lessons to learn has become a way to go back to repeatedly hash things, to try and sift through details and to find exactly where you went wrong. With this, you're living more in the past than now. Worse yet, you're certainly looking towards the future. Your health is suffering too much time spent without a why. You can lead the formation of other habits which will try to space your purpose, can only fill. Things people use for this substitute include food, drugs, alcohol, love, risky behavior designed to raise your adrenaline and fill you with false sense of happiness. You're not sleeping, spending time too much lying awake and wondering why your life isn't satisfied or worrying about which direction it's going, or the other way, if it seems you have no direction. You're spending a lot of time comparing yourself to others who seem to have it all. Envy is sure a sign of spending too much time worrying about what other people's purposes are instead of your own. You're finding yourself trying to please people around you in fairly constant basis when you have no life purpose, no uncommon to adapt someone else causes to try to make it your own. At the same time, you're always feeling vaguely dissatisfied, unable to understand why their dream isn't satisfying to you as it seems to them. You feel like you haven't moved on in the capacity that you're still doing the same stuff every day in the same order. Everything has become a routine. And even through the changing, things of its ups and downs are more upsetting than exciting. You're starting to harbor feelings about the status quo. Is it good? And even tell yourself that those around you are good enough. And it's better than risking failure. Seriously, better than risking failure? And at its worth, life without purpose becomes difficult to live. Anxiety and depression feed into others to where you start questioning everything as it is. So I'm going to leave it this note. If you or someone you love has reached this point, and it's crucial to reach to someone you trust and talk to them, consider making an appointment with a doctor and speaking to a health professional about it and your feelings. Now, let's take some time to check in with how you feel about your lack of why. Exercise 3, the impact of living without a why. Although it's great to have a why, you don't have to have one every minute of your life. In fact, going without a why for a bit can be a great chance for you to self-explore, especially when you know that your last one wasn't good enough anymore. However, that can change when you start to feel like you're drifting aimlessly far too long. So in today's exercises, we're going to take a look at what stage you might be in and how it's affecting you. Step 1, how do you feel about your lack of a why? How long has it been? Does it affect you negatively? Based on your answers, which state of not having a why do you think you are in, short or long term? I want you to write your thoughts. Step 2, if you're in a short-term stage, reflect on your last why and how it helped or hurt you, and write down your thoughts. Now, if you feel like you're in the long-term stage, which negative impact from lesson 3 did you relate to most? Why? Write your thoughts. Step 3, if you're in your short-term stage, what could you start to do now to keep you from entering a long-term stage? If you're in a long-term stage, can you start to do something to keep you from getting in deeper and deeper? List a couple of ideas that can get you out of your short-term or your long-term phase. Again, I'm Sheelagh Blumberg, and thank you for watching today's free webinar for moneylovesuccess.com. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to email me directly at info@moneylovesuccess.com. Go check out the site since I post daily posts and blogs that might be able to help you. Again, thank you. Until day 4, this is a goodbye.